Hello, thanks for clicking on my blog. It's titled The Many Faces of Readers Theater, and that's the teaching strategy I've chosen to talk about. I've always used this in my classroom, and I've used it in many different ways. One reason why I've always used it is because it has been proven to be effective. If you'd like to read the research on it, there's tons of it out there. It integrates reading, writing, speaking, and listening in a very authentic manner, and it allows you to do cross-curricular work. The kids are reading, writing, speaking, but it can be about science, it can be about social studies, it can be about mathematics. It gives the children an opportunity for cooperative learning. It's very easily adaptable to your grade level and the children's ability levels, and every single student I've ever had has found this to be a very fun and motivating activity. The second language acquisition theory that I think is most closely aligned with Readers Theater is the community of practice. It allows for you to group the children heterogeneously, which allows the less proficient students to have a group will have a more proficient student or a native English speaker as a model. Every single student is engaged because every single student has some sort of a part. It's definitely a student-centered learning activity. The children can share their home culture by creating scripts or retelling stories that come from their homeland, folk tales or fairy tales, common bedtime stories from their homeland, and the like. And the language use when children are engaged with Readers Theater is definitely social language, but they can use academic language as well when they are doing their nonfiction Readers Theaters, and it's authentic language use. It's very meaningful. The individual differences affecting second language acquisition that I chose to focus on are learning styles. When you vary your learning activities, you can connect with the different modalities of all the students. And for example, kinesthetic learners love Readers Theater. They can stand to read. It doesn't matter if you're doing only a voice recording, no one can see them standing. And if they're actually acting it out for a live audience or you're doing a video, then it's great that people can see them moving around, and they really get into that. Age is another factor, and this refers to the critical hypothesis theory of second language acquisition, and Readers Theater is able to engage all levels and all ages of students. It gives them a chance to use language in a really authentic way as they're negotiating who is going to have which parts, as they are talking about and reflecting on how their Readers Theater is going, and then of course the language that's in the Readers Theater. Group affiliation and identity, ethnic group affiliation and identity. There's often an imbalance in the classroom between the majority language speakers and the minority language speakers. Readers Theater gives us a chance for there to be a level playing field. Everyone has a part, it's an equal part, everyone is important. Personality. Readers Theater allows the children who are very extroverted to stand out and take the larger roles, and the children who are shy or less proficient or may not be quite out of their silent period yet can have a small role that's much less intimidating. Aptitude is referring to the natural talent that children have for different things, and the children who have a natural ability for drama or reading can really shine and show their abilities. Motivation, the everyday lessons are broken up when you do Readers Theaters, and it's cooperative rather than a competitive activity, and children generally always find it very exciting. I think this activity is best suited for intermediate stage children because they're able to produce simple sentences, communicate socially, read basic vocabulary, write simple sentences, and they're able to summarize and retell. I have 3 easy steps for Readers Theaters. The children get their scripts, they read them, they negotiate who gets which parts, they read together to try out the parts, and once they're set with the parts, they just practice until they're comfortable reading their parts. it's very important to note that it doesn't have to be perfect. You'll hear in some of my samples, if you go check out my blog, that there are background noises. That's okay. The process is the important part. Once you perform, you choose one of the many free ways of recording that are available, and then put it on the web. Thank you so much.